welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny, coming at you with a special video. It is July. It's the end of July, but I'm just in time to celebrate Pacific Rim's 10-year birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. One of the greatest kaiju movies of all time, in my opinion. You may agree, you might not agree, but make your own video. Because in mine, it's one of the greatest. And I really wish it got a solid sequel. Just wish it did. It's a shame it never did, and there's no such thing as a movie called Uprising. Anyway, let's get right into this. I'm showing off all the figures I have for the first Pacific Rim, possibly a bonus one as well. And first off, we have the 18-inch NECA Gypsy Danger with the swords, the chain swords, and the light-up chest, the nuclear chest. And this figure is amazing. I have such fond memories of getting this. The day I got it, I was sent home from school for vomiting in the office, and it was Halloween. So then I came home from school, and this was at my doorstep or in my room or something. I forget. But what a great thing to come home to after blowing chunks all over the principal's rug. It's a great figure, great detail, great paint. Actually, I had it on top of my bookshelf that I used to have, and it fell all the way from the top of the bookshelf to the ground, and it still held together, which is surprising from a NECA figure, because you would think something like that would just explode, especially these Pacific Rim figures. We're looking at the 6-inch Gypsy Danger right now. As cool as they are, they were notorious for falling apart. They were not sturdy. The joints were not forgiving. And foreshadowing here, someone unfortunately does not last through recording. Who's gonna be? Here's another Gypsy Danger. This one is some battle version that has different hands that you could put on him. I don't know where the other ones are. He has a chain sword, and he came with a boat. I still prefer the first one I showed you that I didn't really mention while I was talking, that 6-inch one, over this one, although this one does have the better paint and details in my opinion. In terms of articulation, the legs on the one I'm showing right now is not as good as the other one. So, and the chain sword's a little floppy, but I'm just too lazy to fix it. That's the thing with soft plastic, you can easily fix warp stuff, but you have to have the energy, and I'm a busy guy. Toast on toast itself. But it's still a pretty good figure to have. I have another Gypsy Danger. I don't actually show everything. There's another one I have in its packaging. I have no idea what version that is, though. I just have it, and I put it in the back of my shelf. I should probably go look at that. It's another like battle version. I think it comes with like the plasma, the charging plasma gun that you can put on his hand or something. So, but I just left that one in the box. I also have a Coyote Tango, an additional one that I have in the box. But we're taking a break from the Jaegers. We're looking at the only kaiju I have from the first Pacific Rim. Because I'll be honest, some of them were cool. Otachi was definitely amazing. Leatherback is also pretty cool. This is not one of my favorites, but this is the only figure I got of a kaiju from the movie. I should have got Otachi. I may pick one up in the aftermarket. I may fork up the $200 or whatever, how much it is. But I should have got it when it came out. But most of the other ones, I just wasn't a big fan of. There's some bootlegs you can get on eBay if you want to be like that. Now, I'm not afraid to dabble in the Chinese knockoffs. They're a bit cheaper. I think you can get like Knife Head, and there's another one you can get that looks like an axe, and I think it's the one that like its head was in a museum or something at the beginning of the movie during that montage. I don't know, and I forget the name of this one. I think it's like Scunner, maybe. I don't know, don't quote me on that, I forget. I just got it because I wanted representation. There's a size comparison. It's a good figure, don't get me wrong. I dusted it off before I put it on camera because I didn't want you guys to see how dirty it was, because I've had these since 2013 when these came out. So they're not they were a little bit dirty. Gypsy was fine, but that kaiju you can definitely tell. Oh my god, it's the best Jaeger. That's right, Striker Eureka was my favorite one. I think I'm not alone on that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like Striker, even though I'm not Australian, because you know they're spiders. But Striker was fast, agile. It was, and the blades that she had were really cool, and she had those missiles in her chest. There was a deluxe version of this figure that had like her chest open with the missiles that you could shoot. That actually sounds really weird because I keep referring to it as she. Don't make it weird, okay? Don't judge me. It was the missiles came out of her chest. Okay? It was a figure. It's a robot. Calm down. But I love the design. And I just like Striker a lot. Like this Jaeger so much that, wait for it. God, come on, Danny. There it is. 2 of them. I got 2 of them. Because they're such great figures. And stand by. Wait a minute. Come on, Danny. Come on, there it is. Jesus, what was I doing? I got 3 of them. Or should I say 2.5? Because the one that is unfortunately dismembered was the first Striker I got. It was the original release. I do enjoy that paint job way more than the other ones. But unfortunately, this suffered from the dreadful NECA quality control issues, which the Godzilla line you didn't really see too much of that. But unfortunately, their Pacific Rim figures were quite the casualty in a lot of departments. Yeah, the legs broke. I tried to fix them many times, and they were just too heavy. It never worked. Super glue, hot glue, just never worked. So, rest in peace, Striker. Alright, up next was the first Pacific Rim figure that I got from Toys R Us. I remember this. It's Crimson Typhoon, a beautiful red Jaeger with 3 arms and a big claw for its other arm. Wait, well, still 3 arms. What am I talking about? Jesus. Very unique design. This is the Chinese Jaeger. They had 3 pilots. This figure, as cool as it is, it's definitely top heavy. So the knees buckle a bit. You'll see when I try to like pose it that you kind of have to, find a way to balance everything. But this figure just looks. There it is. Oh Jesus! Skipping leg day. With all those arms, maybe get a 3rd leg on there. But great figure. This is, I might pronounce this wrong, Tactic Ronin or Tacit Ronin. One of the 2, maybe neither of the 2, because I feel like I get names wrong all the time. You guys should know me. I fuck up names sometimes. Who gives a shit? Let's not be nerds. All right, calm down. Here's a Japanese Jaeger. Really cool. The blades do come out on this one. I think I'll show you in a second. This design is one of those sleek designs that I think this Jaeger would have been. I think people really appreciated seeing more, but unfortunately, it was cut into that opening monologue. I think a lot of the Jaegers in general, aside from Striker and Gypsy, people wanted to see more of, but we didn't really get that too much. It's okay. We still love them, and this is just another one that we would love to know more about. But just a fantastic figure. I am worried because some of the arms, specifically like the right one by his shoulder, is a little tight to swivel back and forth. So I don't want to do that because it could be another NECA casualty. I don't want that because that figure's not in print anymore. I'll leave it alone. I don't have that much hot glue left. Coyote Tango. This figure is really cool. It stands weird. I don't know if you saw that. Like, it almost slants one way. And I don't know if that's just like a defect or if it's just the way it's positioned. But who gives a shit? This figure's fucking awesome. I have 2 of them. For not because I thought it was that awesome, but because it was the only way I could get another figure without paying a hefty price. But I'll get into that later. But this figure is really cool. The 2 giant missile tanks on its shoulders that you can move, as you can see. This is just awesome. This design is awesome. You got to see a little bit of this guy in the movie. Just a glimpse of him, but just one of those solid designs. Pacific Rim. Guillermo del Toro, he has an eye for making great designs. I won't say this is one of his best examples right here, though. This is what, Horizon Brave, I think? Horizon Zero Dawn? I forget. It's not a bad design. I think it's like a Mark I Jaeger, so it's a bit chunkier and smaller, but it does have a cool gimmick. I'll give it that. And it's a cute design. We'll give it that. It won't be too harsh. It's almost like something you would see in like a Fallout, like a mini droid that'd be walking around at human size. Hey, it has missiles. Look at that. So, this is one, again, you didn't see too much of in the movie, but it was there. Those missiles are cool. I kind of struggled to put it back in for a second because they've just been sitting there for years. but I figure it out. But it's a cool figure. His head doesn't really move though, obviously, because there's not a whole lot of room. But just happy to have him. He's just happy to be there. I have all the Jaegers, so we're happy with that. Up next, we have Romeo Blue. I believe that is the name. This guy is amazing. I love this design. This is one of the American Jaegers that was in, again, most of these guys were just an opening monologue. That's all you saw them in, unfortunately. But they look cool. His arms, I'm about to show you, can move back and forth. If you really want to just extend that, get the extra few centimeters on there. Really cool design. Unfortunately, here it comes, boys. On camera, the leg broke. Jesus. How sad. Now, I forget if this one was already broken for a while. Maybe I just forgot about it. But I was not expecting that when I was recording. And I was a little like, holy shit, really? How embarrassing. I tried to put it back on. It's not going too well. Well, except for that. But then you just lift it up and yeah, it's a tragedy. So, side note, while I fondle it a little bit, I was able to semi-fix it. I put some Gorilla Glue on it, and at first it wasn't holding, but now that it's back on the shelf, it kind of is. I'm sure if I move it a bit now, it's going to fall right off, but it's okay because it just sits on the shelf. But enough of Romeo. We're talking about one of everyone's favorite Jaegers. Not one of mine personally, but still a really cool design. And that's Cherno Alpha. Very unique design because it looks like just a big nuclear plant. Very cool. It's a Russian Jaeger. A bit dusty. Didn't dust that one off. Sorry, guys. We got to deal with it. But just really like the design. This is the one that I bought off Big Bad Toy Store years ago. And I got it was like a bundle. You got him with Coyote Tango. And at the time, I already had a Coyote Tango. But it was the only way I could get him for a reasonable price. It was only like $50 for two of them. But if I wanted to buy Cherno by himself, it was like $100. I was like, I'll just get another Coyote Tango, leave it in the box. And the rest is history. Okay. And now we have Atlas Destroyer. You're probably wondering, Danny, that's not a Pacific Rim 1. That's not from the first Pacific Rim. That's from Pacific Rim the Black. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going over all the best Pacific Rim content. Well, let me rephrase that. That's really harsh. I apologize to the one or two Uprising fans out there. Pacific Rim the Black and the first Pacific Rim are good in my opinion. Pacific Rim the Black could have been better, but I understand they probably had to squeeze everything into 2 seasons because I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting to only be 2 seasons. Here's a Diamond Select Gypsy Danger I just got. It's still in the box. Probably just keep it there. Great looking figure. Diamond Select does a good job. We'll make a video on those guys later from a movie that does not exist. But yeah, these are there's videos for the outstanding Pacific Rim content. The fictional other movie out there will get its own video about those Jaegers because some of those designs are actually pretty cool. I will give it that. I'm not a fan of everything, but it definitely has some cool designs that warrant its own video, and I have all those too. So these guys all get a thumbs up. Even Romeo with his broken leg, we'll fix him. Don't worry. He's in ICU right now, but we'll take care of him. Thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you take care, and I will see you all next time.